Hey, how are you? Mark Levitt here for episode number 3 of my web series entitled What I'm Thinking. So we're still smack dab in the middle of this coronavirus pandemic. But I guess they're telling us that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. They're making provisions for us to return to our regular life, which is good because if I have to see one more of those celebrities having their kids dye their hair, I think I'm going to go crazy. I mean, why is this a thing now? Why do we need this in our life? I mean, wasn't that the theme of that last Brady Bunch episode where Peter sold Greg a bottle of hair tonic? And he went and washed his hair in it and turned his hair bright orange. I mean, have we as a society learned nothing from Greg Brady? I guess not. And finally, this week, we saw Barack Obama finally endorse Joe Biden for president. It's like, yeah, that was timely. Way to step up there. You know, it's like he waited till the field was like thinned out. I mean, that field was thin. There was nobody left. It was like, what was Barack waiting for everybody to die off due to COVID? I mean, what was he waiting for? It's ridiculous. But in the end, Barack Obama endorsed Joe Biden with all the enthusiasm of some guy who just realized that they had replaced his artificial sweetener at the diner he goes to from Equal to Splenda. It's like, yeah, you go, Splenda. Now, while I was flipping channels recently, trying to find something to watch, I saw this show entitled Actors on Acting. It sounds like a revolting premise, right? I can't imagine something more insufferable than this whole topic. I mean, can you imagine two actors sitting there trying to, give up their ego for 1 second and interview another actor? It's mind-boggling, right? Well, anyway, the episode that I saw featured Adam Driver and what was her name? Adam Driver and Charlize Theron. I forgot Charlize. Doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, right? So anyway, they're interviewing each other, and I found it interesting that while Charlize was trying to interview Adam Driver, she's trying to feign interest in his acting method, all the while she's mentally connecting the dots of his facial moles. So she became frequently distracted. She was like looking. And when you were in the scene with Scarlett Johansson, I noticed you had long dialogue scenes. She was just staring at his face. And meanwhile, she's complimenting the fact that he had long dialogue scenes. It's like, yeah, actors frequently speak dialogue, Charlize. They do that from time to time. Okay? All right. Let's see what else is going on. Speaking of bad acting, I saw Peter Gallagher has this recurring role on Zoe's Infinite Playlist, that show where the girl imagines she hears people's innermost feelings as they belt out in song. So anyway, his role, though, on the show, he just sits there. He's like in a comatose state because he has this degenerative neurological disorder where he can't speak. He just sits there. He can't move. He just kind of sits there like this and reacts occasionally. Now, I was thinking, like, why would he want to take on a kind of role like this where his whole job is just to sit there and do nothing? But then I saw that he had already acted in the same role in While You Were Sleeping. Now, in that movie, he fell into on a subway tracks and got knocked unconscious. So during the first half of the film, he's like comatose. So you can figure that the showrunners wanted to get an actor suitable to play a comatose, person on Zoe. So they went, okay, I need an actor who could show me absolutely nothing. And that's Peter Gallagher right there. That's Peter Gallagher. But I mean, to him as an actor, I guess he's an actor. He's an actor. Usually as an actor, your whole livelihood depends on your ability to be demonstrative, right? I mean, if you're just sitting there doing nothing, I mean, you can hire anybody, really. It doesn't make a difference. You don't have to hire someone of the caliber of Peter Gallagher, right? Now the COVID quarantine seems to be wearing thin on celebrities. Recently, you saw Michael Bublé. He was like elbowing his wife as they were doing this remote feed online. He I don't know. He got suddenly he was filled with rage, and he just started to hit her. So there was this outcry about it. And then you had Chris Cuomo. I guess he threatened to beat up some elderly gentleman after the elderly gentleman referred to Chris Cuomo as Fredo. I mean, that's nice. That's good. When we can get our most respected anchorman, threatening to beat up our elderly populace, right? They have a lot of respect for them as a profession. Then, this is Chris Cuomo. He's like trying to throw his weight around, intimidate this older guy. He says something like, all right, Gramps, step off, Gramps. All right? Clams off me, wheelchair. Clams off. Okay? Do you know who I am? Chris Cuomo. It's like, who is he trying to intimidate? Some old guy? And even though all of us are, suffering economically, every other way from coronavirus, I was glad to hear in the news that Bill and Melinda Gates have been stockpiling food in their basement the whole time. They've just been saving, holding on to it for a possible pandemic. I mean, that's nice. It's comforting to know that the richest people on earth are stockpiling and fortifying their position to outlive the rest of us, right? That's comforting. Just don't tell me that Bill and Melinda Gates are also stockpiling lube and dildos. I mean, that's an unsettling mental picture right there that I just don't want to have. Anyhow, I guess that's it for today's episode of What I'm Thinking. Hopefully, like I said at the beginning, we're going to be out of this pretty soon. And we just have to wait. Hopefully, the thing will just die off on its own. They said that the heat may have something to do with killing it. I don't know, but they're saying conflicting things every week, every day. So who really knows? But anyway, I know this. I'm Mark Levitt. I've been your host. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again on the flip side. Take it easy.